Okay, let's totally reframe how we view wealth creation. Seriously, whether you're a market trader in Lagos, a university student in Accra, a civil servant in Abuja, or just a young professional trying to make it anywhere in the world, the principles we're going to unpack today, they apply directly to you. This explainer is all about how ordinary people can build absolutely extraordinary wealth.
You know, there's this massive financial myth out there. People think you literally need to be born rich, earn a massive salary, or hold some fancy advanced finance degree to build a fortune. No way. As Albert Einstein famously noted, the real eighth wonder of the world isn't magic. It's compound interest. You really just need to understand how it works and, well, actually start using it.
So, let's dive into Section 1, the secret to building wealth.
Think of building wealth kind of like farming, right? Imagine two farmers. The first farmer goes ahead and eats every single grain of wheat he harvests. Yum, but it's gone. But the second farmer, he saves just a fraction of his harvest and plants those seeds again. After several seasons, boom, the second farmer owns a massive, thriving farm. Money behaves exactly the same way. Wealth isn't just about what you earn. It's absolutely crucial to realize it depends heavily on what you consistently do with what you earn over time.
So, at its core, compound interest is simply the process where your money makes money, and then, here's the kicker, that new money begins making even more money. It's literally like a snowball rolling down a snowy hill. At first, the snowball is tiny, but as it rolls, snow sticks to it. It gets larger, and because it's larger, it collects even more snow at an even faster rate. Compound interest is simply the financial version of this incredible natural growth.
Which brings us to Section 2, the magic of compounding. Let's look at the math.
Have you ever wondered why wealthy investors absolutely obsess over compound growth instead of simple interest? Well, with simple interest, your growth is just a flat, straight line. You get the exact same fixed payout every single year. Boring, right? But with compounding, your returns are reinvested. Your growth accelerates exponentially because your underlying base gets bigger every single day. Let's actually prove the math here. Imagine starting with 100,000 Naira at a 10% return. Year 1, you earn 10,000 in interest. Great, not bad. But in year 2, you aren't earning interest on 100,000 anymore. You're earning it on 110,000. So your interest bumps up to 11,000. By year 3, your interest is over 12,000. The interest itself just keeps growing and growing because it's calculated on an ever-expanding foundation. It's beautiful.
But we need to talk about Section 3, the true cost of waiting. Every hero's journey has a villain, right? In personal finance, that villain is the word later. You know the excuse, I'll start when I get a better job. Doing nothing might feel safe, but it's actually incredibly risky. While your money just sits there idle, the invisible goblin of inflation is quietly eating away your purchasing power. Remember this, money can be earned or borrowed, but time cannot.
Picture 3 friends, Grace, David, and Michael. If they all invest the exact same monthly amount over their entire lifetimes, who do you think ends up the wealthiest? It's Grace, for sure. Not because she has some crazy high-paying job, but simply because she started at age 20. She gave the engine of compound interest an extra 10 or 20 years to run. It's like a massive head start in a marathon.
Let's look at the sliding doors effect of a single decision made today. Emeka decides to wait 5 years until he has a better salary. Tunde, on the other hand, doesn't wait. He starts immediately with just a tiny amount. 5 years later, when Emeka finally decides to begin, Tunde already has 5 solid years of contributions, growth, and compounding under his belt. Emeka faces the incredibly difficult task of trying to catch up, all because he was waiting for the quote-unquote perfect time.
So how do we actually do this? Section 4, Habits of Successful Investors.
Here are the absolute non-negotiables for fueling that compounding engine. First up, pay yourself first. Before you buy the clothes, before the new gadgets, invest a slice of your income. Second, consistency beats motivation every time. Automate your investments so you literally don't even have to think about it. Third, never consume your profits, reinvest them. And finally, avoid lifestyle inflation. When you get a raise at work, raise your investments, not just your standard of living.
On the flip side, you really got to beware of the rapid-fire mistakes that absolutely destroy compounding. Constantly withdrawing your investments, that is literally like chopping branches off a growing mango tree before it can even bear fruit. And trying to perfectly time the market or chase quick crypto riches, honestly, that's just fear and greed talking. Compound interest demands patience. It rewards decades, not days.
Let's wrap this all up in Section 5, your wealth action plan. How do we get you off the sidelines today? Let's break it down. First, define what you actually want your money to do. Next, start small. Listen, compound interest doesn't laugh at small beginnings, it multiplies them. Then automate your deposit so your willpower isn't even a factor. Build a little emergency cash fund so a broken down car doesn't force you to chop down your metaphorical mango tree. And above all, keep reinvesting.
This right here is the absolutely most crucial question you can ask yourself today. When most people get paid, they ask, what can I buy right now? But wealth builders, they ask, what will this money become in 10 years? That one mental shift completely changes you from a consumer into an owner.
If you're tuning into this explainer and thinking you're too late, let me tell you right now, you are not. The single greatest financial decision you will ever make is simply the decision to begin. Start exactly where you are, use exactly what you have right now, and just stay consistent. So I leave you with this final thought. 10 years from today, will you be looking back at the massive financial tree you planted, or will you still be waiting around for the perfect time to buy a seed?